Hey, what's going on, guys? Logan from Mighty Reptiles here with a not a vlog. I know
it's been so long he's forgotten how to do it.
Yeah. What we're going to be showing you guys, I know some of you guys have actually been waiting quite a bit for this. Some of you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, because we have actually just about doubled in size, maybe a little bit more.
We were talking about it just before we started. We probably have actually doubled our subscribers since our last auction. So most of you have never seen this before. Yeah. But we try to do these weekly. We'll see.
So what we are going to be doing is the first, I don't know if it's going to be weekly or bi-weekly, just depending on how many snakes we're going to get. We're going to try to keep it weekly, but we are going to be doing live auctions once again, and they are at Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it's kind of a lot of fun. It's not just about, you know, auctioning the snakes off, but it's kind of like a chill hangout, and we all just kind of sit around for, what is it, like an hour and a half?
Too long sometimes.
Oh yeah, sometimes it gets a little long, because we'll do the entire auction and then we'll do like a 30-minute just Q&A and just talk to you guys. So if you guys ever have any questions for us and want a direct response from us, the live streams are a great way to do it, even if you're not looking to get any animals. But without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce you guys to the first lineup of, I guess, our 2018 auctions. Okay?
Sounds good.
Get to it. Alright, so one thing you guys are actually going to be noticing is this is actually a very female-heavy auction. It's kind of like that for our entire for sale list.
It is right now, and that can be pretty rare. And you probably notice when you look at other people, you're searching to find the females for sale, especially this time of year, right before the babies come out.
Yes.
It can get a little thin. So we're happy. We're actually able to put some girls out there. What are you doing? You.
Oh, this girl is actually currently in shed. We're going to be showing you guys pictures that we either have taken right now or just previously. They're actually going to be, if they're previous, they're directly off of our Craigslist post or the picture that you would have gotten from us if you had asked for them on Instagram. And we are going to be showing you guys these snakes in order. And this first little one, actually both of these two come from Trig Reptiles. That's right. Gion, one of our good buddies, and if you guys have done the auctions before, you guys know that he is a he's a great breeder, and you know, he has a lot of animals and they are always great eaters. Yeah,
no problem at all. Go ahead, talk about her.
This first little girl here is an Inchy 100% het for ghosts, hypo / orange ghost, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And she is at 113 grams, and she came to us slamming mice, and I have recently converted her to rats, and she's just an absolute little pig. However, like I said, she's in full shed right now. I'm actually going to be giving her a little bit of a soak right after this cut. And
it's too bad because her color is beautiful.
Yes.
She's one of the prettiest Inchies I've ever seen, and we thought about keeping her, but you know, again, it's a couple of years until she can breed. But she has so much color that, you know, we were questioning Gion, does this one have orange stream?
Yes.
Because this came out of an orange stream clutch. She's tolerating you right now. That's all. It's like, please stop.
Yeah, I sprayed her down right before this and sprayed down her enclosure, so I can actually just straight up kind of peel it back with my fingers. So here, if you guys can see this here, do you guys see that gradient difference in between the back and how orange the side is, where I've actually pulled up the shed a little bit? She is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I recently on Instagram posted a picture of one of the orange streams from her clutch, and it's just shockingly orange. It's a really good line, and that's why we questioned, but the orangest Inchy that I've seen, it's really pretty.
Yeah, so go ahead and introduce him to yours.
Yeah, this big guy, this is a cinnamon breeder. This guy, we got him at 1,330 grams.
Yeah, something like.
Yeah, and he's up to 1660 in a very short period of time. He likes to eat.
Yes, he loves big rats. He will take the small rats, but he kind of gives me a look first when I give him a small rat rather than a medium rat. And he will take two rats in one sitting. So I'll show him this medium rat first and follow it up with the small rat, and he looked at me like, "You're like, why are you holding out?" Like, this dude is a pig, and as far as we've heard, we have not bred him ourselves, but he is a great breeder.
I gave him a double extra large.
Oh, you gave him?
I gave him a double XL one. We culled out a bunch of our old male rats, and there are some big monsters, like some sewer rats, and he chomped it. I mean, he took that sucker down.
You would be the one to do it.
Yeah, he's something else. I guess that explains. But one of the things I really like about him, see how the white comes up off of the belly onto his sides? I hope we can see that okay.
Here, I'll try and get the focus in on there. It's on our faces. There you go.
I just love that. I think that's beautiful.
He has all this white outlining on the bottom half of all of his alien heads, and it's really cool.
So a really pretty sentiment. You know, depending on which kind of sentiment you like, he's not the real super dark one, he's a lighter one. So if that's what you're trying to work at, that's pretty.
Yeah, beautiful side pattern. So if you guys are interested in making pewter banana sentiments, there's a whole bunch of ways that you can go with cinnamon that is just absolutely beautiful. And even if you're looking towards super stuff, that stuff tends to get really dark if you're into that, and it's really pretty. And just to show you guys the potential that he really has, I'm gonna run and grab you guys a snake real quick.
I don't know which one he's grabbing. It should be interesting though. But as you can see too, this guy is super tame. He's a little more on the scared side. He would never strike. I would be shocked to see that come out of him. But it takes him a minute to warm up, and then he's just fine. He's been great. Oh, of course.
So here, like I said, you put a pastel to him, you'll end up with a pewter pastel cinnamon. This is a super pastel, super cinnamon lesser, and just look at what can be done with this gene down the line. Just absolutely gorgeous, and it is just a great gene to work with. And other than that, let's get to the next snakes.
Okay, we got the next two. And Logan's gonna get bit. Let me start off with this one. We've got a black pastel, possible het pied. She's 50%. Not pied, I'm sorry. Anytime I get black pastel, I put pied to it. Black pastel, 50% possible, het albino, and she weighs 610 grams. She's a little on the shy side. Just a regular, beautiful black pastel. No problem. Oh, she almost got you. Now this other one is interesting. You want to talk about her, Logan?
Today is an abnormal day. That is because we were working in the rat room, and so all she is smelling is rat. And she is one of the best eaters in this snake room. And all she is smelling right now is rat. And all she is getting right now is the heat source that is me. So she's using herself or me as a ledge to get me. But the thing is I typically would let myself get bit in this situation and let it be over with, but she's not going for a bite and release. This is not a catch and release scenario.
Wrap up. Anyway, really pretty pastel GHI that we got from Guion at Trig.
So yeah. Oh, these are both from Guion.
Yeah, I think this is going to be his auction this time.
So here, if I can...
Till our babies come out. She's really pretty, really gold.
The thing is,
as you can see, there's no problem with her eating. She has a huge feeding response. She's normally not bad to handle once you get her out of the tub.
Look at that. And there's a familiar face. But she has a really strong feeding response, as I said, so I'm making sure to keep her head away from the rest of like my hands, because she just slowly went and just opened up her mouth and then just rested her mouth on me, and I was able to pull away before she latched down. But she's typically a really good handler. As you can tell, I'm able to hold her as long as she's looking the other way. She came here when she was eating mice, and learned that if she adapts to rats, that she can get multiple, because our rat production is actually a lot faster, and I guess a lot in greater size compared to our mouse production. So if she ate rats, she knew that she can get 2 pinkies and then 1 in the middle of the week. So ever since then, she smells rat, she knows food. So this little girl here is absolutely gorgeous, and just right now is being a little bit of a handful, whereas normally she is not. So I want to stress that she is not typically like this. Today is abnormal, just completely abnormal. So yeah, if you guys are watching the auction, hopefully this scent has blown out by now, or by then, and she won't be so snippy. But yeah, without further ado, let's get on to the next two.
Okay, last, and definitely a lot different than the last one he was holding. We've got a spider that's 66% hetero albino. And what did she just weigh, 187?
187.
And she's a little on the shy side, so he's having to work trying to get her out there, but night and day with the last one. But still a good eater, she's fat.
She's 100% fine with being held. She'll actually move around on your hand. The thing is though, she always has her head hidden.
Yeah, she's shy.
But that could definitely be worked out with just a little bit of holding every day. But this girl is just a little upset because she does have a strong feeding response, just like the Pastel GHI typically does. But the difference is, so this girl came out of the tub, and I just went and put my hand above her head and just tapped her on the head, and we got this little curled little pet rock here.
Show them her pattern too, up
yeah.
close.
Yeah, she is absolutely gorgeous. So here, if I can get to focus on her, she's got a very pretty spider pattern. This one is coming from Ken at OC Balls. Great friend of ours, and he is no stranger to the vlog when it comes to our expo coverages. But this girl is very pretty, and now I'll attempt to show you guys her head pattern, because as you can see, it's all the way in the middle of this ball. There you go. Very pretty head pattern. Took a little bit of work, because every time I pushed it out, she actually went, and wow, that focus stuff.
It's taking its time.
But every time I got it out, she would just tilt it to the side and roll away. But nevertheless, very pretty girl here. Just a little spooked because I really caught her off guard.
Do you want to talk about the gecko we're going to have in too?
Yes. So if you want to hold her, we are actually going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be trying something out. Typically we have 6 snakes, but 6 snakes. Make sure I didn't run through my words there.
It did sound like 6 snakes.
Yeah, that was like, but yeah, we typically do lineups of 6, but since this is the first auction of 2018 and of the season, we are only doing 5 while we wait for some of our babies to hatch out. So that's what's going to be filling our auction later on. We're going to be doing 6, and what we're actually going to be doing with Nicole to kind of help out with her geckos is we are actually going to be doing 1 or 2 geckos every auction. So with this very first one, we were actually sold this gecko as a temperature sex male, but if those of you guys who do leopard geckos know that temperature sexing is pretty close to 100%, but it's not. But this female turns out to be a male. I want to say he's about 30 grams or so, but I would have to double check on that. And he is a Murphy's patternless, and I'm going to show you guys a picture of him right now, and he is absolutely bright, and it is not a typical brightness for a Murphy's patternless. So if you're looking to do any Murphy's patternless combos where it ends up where you're looking for more bright stuff, this is the male for you. He does have a fully regenerated tail, which does give him kind of a really cool look because he has a really bright green all over his body, and he really has that contrast to the smooth, like dark purple. So I personally like it, but I know you guys all have your own opinions on that. But he is definitely gorgeous, and he is going to be closing out the auction for us. So yeah.
One other thing that we didn't add, I was going to say it, the Pastel GHI, we are going to have a reserve on her. It's going to be the only reserve for this auction. We won't say what the reserve is going to be, but once we hit it, the rules will be a little bit different. We'll talk about all that when we start the auction. Like we said, we're going to have a lot of new people, but we will talk about how the reserve auction snakes work just a little bit differently, but not greatly. And once we reach the reserve price, then it's all exactly the same. And it's a pretty low reserve, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, it's definitely a low reserve for what it is. And other than that, we really hope you guys enjoyed, and we hope to see you guys out there for our first auction of the season. And yeah, for those of you guys who have not done it before, just try it out. And even if you're not looking to get a snake, it is definitely a great time. And other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you then.